I appreciate everybody's time tonight. Our Tri-Township Consolidated School Corporation meeting. We'll start with the pledge of allegiance. I
pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
We're going to change things up slightly for tonight's board meeting. First, we have two presenters this evening that we'd like to introduce a small presentation for us. So,
Yeah, I'd like to start with Mr. Scott Sheeran. He's with Skillman. He can present to us tonight on behalf of some of the bond work that we're going to be doing forward and some of the scope of work that we've been discussing in our meetings.
Good evening, everybody. As Dr. McNulty mentioned, my name is Scott Sherry with Skillman Corporation, Senior Vice President working out of our Maryville office.
Thank you.
First of all, thank you so much for the opportunity to be here tonight. Dr. McNulty and I have gone back a long time, worked with her a little bit before, and we've always wanted to work in this area, and we really appreciate that opportunity. I thought I'd give you a little introduction about the Skillman Corporation, and then I'll be glad to answer any questions. We've been in business since 1972. Our office is in Maryville. I work out of the Maryville office, about 20 minutes from here. Live here in Porter County, the Portage area. We're 100% employee owned, so everybody you see for us working out here is part owner of the company. So we think that's a good thing. We have like 25 current projects with Gibraltar Designs. We have a lot of experience working with them, as well as a lot of other architects, but seem to be working a lot with Gibraltar, who's hopefully going to be hired here. We've been named one of the 13 times best place to work. 350 million in annual construction value. I really don't even like saying that because it really doesn't matter to us. The projects we're working on, the size of the projects doesn't matter. It could be $500,000 project or $100 million. It doesn't matter to us. We approach it the same way with the same philosophies, and it's just as important to us, whether it's small or large, because our reputation is always on the line. So we have extensive experience working in Northwest Indiana. We've probably done over 950 K-12 projects. That's kind of what we do. If you go to the next page, just some of the projects that we're working on in the area, have worked on or are working on now. But one of the biggest things, if you look to the right, you see 95% repeat clients. So to me and to our company, that's the most important thing. I've been with the Skillman Corporation for about 30 years now, and I'm working 2 or 3 times with the same clients. Tri-Creeks, they were like the first project when I started. We're working there now. So to me, that's the most important thing. Crown Point, we did their high school, and we've been there ever since, because we do what we say we were going to do and constantly build that relationship regardless of superintendents and the board members. So there's quite a few here. Again, you'll see like large numbers. A lot of these projects are doing massive programs, but within those massive programs are the smaller projects, anywhere from 500,000 to 3 or 4 million. To me, a $3 or $4 million project isn't small. It's just as complex sometimes as the bigger ones. So some of the school corporations we've been working with, some of the smaller school corporations are just as important. So keep that in mind. Look at the project team. I gave you a contract for construction management services, and this is an example of how our team will be. I'll be an account executive working directly with Dr. McNulty over program and managing how we the budget and everything with working with you. The goal is to try and get as many things in that paper bag as we can without it blowing up. We're going to start out with a decent sized project, and as we're here, we'll continue to procure the jobs that are And we'd like to get some of those needs, whether it's sometimes it may be a quote, sometimes it's public bidding. We'll look at the best value that it brings to you. So you'll see we always have a project manager, a site manager, and a project engineer. And then we have the support on the left, which I think separates us from a lot of the competition. We have in-house estimators that are very experienced and have a really good database. These guys that are on the left have been with us, some of them for as long as I have. So when we're doing an estimate, when we're working on from a conceptual standpoint all the way through, it's schematic, 50% design and final design, we can anticipate what the costs are, and that goes a long way. The other thing we do is work closely with the architect to make sure that we're designing to that budget. And again, having a good relationship with Gibraltar, that's how we do that. That's why we do those checks and balances, so that we make sure that if we're talking about $1 million project, that we're designing to $1 million project, we can anticipate it. So once you get into the projects, take a look at the final page, just kind of talk about the services. The pre-construction services are the best opportunity to save money, obviously. The earlier we're involved, the best opportunity to save money. We'll get into phasing and scheduling and bidding, and really coming up with strategies on how to maximize your dollars. Whether, as I mentioned earlier, whether it's going to be multi-package bidding or procuring just through getting quotes. It's all completely transparent. You'll see everything that happens. We'll be coming to you before we getting approval, before we award contracts, and we'll be giving you board updates all the time and making sure that you're comfortable. So in this case, starting out, we're endeavoring to do a lot of work this summer, but there's going to be work that's going to ripple into the school year. And we'll make sure that that doesn't interfere with class and the safety of everybody, the students and staff. So through the construction services, we'll have that full-time guy on site. We'll have a project manager that'll be working on the administrative side. And of course, I'll be involved from a different level once we get going. I don't really get involved in the construction unless I have to, but for the most part, I got some really good people. Got a couple guys here, Chris McShesky, I think Dr. McNulty has worked with him in the past. He's been with us about 15, 20 years now. He's going to be the project manager. And we have a couple of site managers coming off the projects that have been with us a while. So we're confident we can get some good people out here. We're with you from the beginning to the end, close out, making sure that pay applications and warranties and all of those things are received before final payout. And I always say this, and I think Dr. McNulty knows this, we're a phone call away. When you need something, we're always here. We're excited about this opportunity. You take a look at the last page, why us, our extensive project experience, qualified team, our team that we have, really good guys to work on the project with you, a proven track record. We wouldn't have 95% repeat clients in the 30. The company's been in business for 50 years, but in Northwest Indiana, you can see that list of school corporations that we work for time and time again. And there's a reason for that. Of course, the commitment to the community to make sure that we're giving you the best bang for the buck all the way through. So that's a little introduction of us. I hope that I'm glad to answer any questions.
Just to echo what I've shared with you already, I've worked with Mr. Cherry for many years in the past when I was superintendent in Chicago, and we did multiple projects together and was there working tirelessly and very aggressively with the contractors to make sure the work was done and done well. He was there one night until 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning when we had an issue with one of the schools to make sure it was done. So I'm very confident in his work.
Yeah.
You guys have any questions?
You know, I mean, I've definitely heard the still name, I've seen it Valpo, and so I know.
And I know Gibraltar isn't here. I don't know if they were coming or not, but same way, we've been working with them on a lot of projects and they're very qualified.
Yeah, I've met with Gibraltar probably 5 times already in the last 6 weeks or so. So they're already on top of it.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you.
Okay, the next presentation will be Mr. Brian Rossman, and he is here with Energy to talk with us about the bus support energy savings possibility to our district. Great, welcome.
Good evening, school board. I appreciate the opportunity to present to you tonight. I'm with Energy and Brian Rossman. And we're going to just, we responded to the RFQ, and so we've all received the previous packet and had a chance to look through that. And if you have any questions, feel free to ask. And what we're looking at is a solar bus port canopy that'll be fully guttered, under mounts, lighting, everything, electricity board, electric cords, and everything, as well as asphalt. But Verigy, we are an ESCO company. We're an energy services company. We do guaranteed energy projects. So this project is going to offset 80% of the campus's energy costs. And as anybody that has a NIPSCO bill these days, you can see that that's only going to keep increasing. And we know we've increased a lot over the past few years. So with that, we're going to have 2.5 million. I mean, this is a very conservative number actually, because we're only budgeting 6% increases on NIPSCO utilities, and we know it's going to be more than that. But 2.5 million in energy savings over 25 years and almost 3 million over 30 years. The solar panels have a 25-year performance guarantee. Also, we're taking advantage of safe harboring the IRA fund, which is the Inflation Reduction Act that phases out in the next 6 months. But at the end of this year, 2025, it's really a critical deadline point just because there's a lot of unknowns after that. So we are taking advantage of that and getting safe harbor in to save $300,000+ on the project. With that, the first year you'll recognize $111,000, and that'll be right back in savings, obviously back into the operating fund. So putting it back into the classroom. The other thing is, we're going to provide software for the kiosks. So, as you walk into the building, communities, and school children can see what's going on with production. We have a lot of schools that utilize it in STEM, so wrapping that in as an educational value as well. And then we also remote monitor this on a daily basis and make sure that it's producing what it's supposed to and doing what it's supposed to do as well. So, Skillman as well, we have multiple projects throughout Indiana. We're a national company, 500+ employees, almost 500 million in revenue and project revenue. So we do a lot of multiple phase projects. We've done the Belgraves over on the second phase there. We're on phase 3 for Hebron. And then both of them have done similar canopy type stuff. Hebron specifically has done it for a bus port, but they didn't do underdecking and things like that. Just very basic. But they've done multiple projects with us as well. So just again a quick overview. That's the diagram of where the placement is in the empty area to the northwest of the building. And again, there'll be a pull through workflow, so it'll be real easy for the drivers. They don't have to pull in and back out. They'll park in and then pull out and go right onto school drive. So, any questions?
And Mr. Reed, I know we've talked about it before, but we are currently spending about $10,000 a month in our energy bill. So this would save us $8,000 a month in our NIPSCO bill. And if it doesn't, it's guaranteed that they will make up the difference. I did do my due diligence and speak with Dr. Brooks from Hebron and also the superintendent from Valparaiso. They're both very happy with the products that they've received, and they've offered to give you these tours if you ever want to. I did go view both of them, and they're wonderful. So I'm excited about the project.
Yeah.
Is there any questions?
Yeah.
Okay, we'll continue on with our meeting with the consent items. Our first would be for the for certified Japanese. We'll start with the approval of the minutes from the last meeting. Motion approved the last meeting.
I'll second that.
All in favor? Aye. All opposed? Motion approved. And we'll continue moving on to the financial reports. The motion to approve the financial reports. Second that motion. All in favor? Aye. All opposed? Motion approved. Then the next would be for items for claims.
Make a motion to approve claims. I'll second that.
All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Motion approved. Then we're moving on to approval of payroll.
I make a motion to approve the payroll.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Motion approved. Now we'll move on to the certified approvals. And the first would be for approval of Jackson Peoples for liability.
Make a motion to approve Jackson Peoples for liability. I'll second that.
All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Motion approved. And moving on for the approval for classified for Galen Orchard study hall supervisor.
I'll make a motion to approve Gail Ford for study hall supervisor.
I'll second that.
All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Motion approved. Okay, we'll continue moving on for public comments on the agenda items only. Are there any questions this evening?
I'd like to approach the board, please. Don't think it's young kid a little time to get up. I'm real interested in your bowling team, and I'm going to show you why.
You're interested in the bowling team, you say?
Oh, yeah, I'd like to see how they do and everything. I'd like to show you this.
58.
Look at what year it was made.
What year I think
Look it over on the back and see the year. I was a sophomore in high school and that.
I thought you were going to say last week.
57. We're looking for an assistant coach.
Well, I've been small and things like But that's the year I got high series and high game and we won a tournament.
That's awesome. We're glad we have it back.
Well, I just wanted to show you that I wasn't joking.
You don't
They
have to-
were gonna give me $1,000, but since I was in sports, you can't do that. So they gave me the bucket instead.
Very nice.
Good job.
Who's, has the bowling team now?
I'll have to let her know, for sure.
Thank you.
Yeah. Very nice. Thanks for sharing that.
Well, always proof in the pudding, but I don't have a degree for it.
Well, we'll have to get a picture. We're gonna get a picture at the end here so that we can put it on our Facebook page.
But anyhow, the ball I used was a bowling ball from the Inman's old place. That's the only ball I used. I didn't buy
I was
one.
just talking about the Invincible Place today. I used to bowl there myself.
Remember when fall staff used to come there and bowl against the people?
No.
Yeah, they had the fall staff and I can't remember the other two. And Sandy Vera Papa, he would put on the show. He'd take two balls and go down and take 7 to 10 of them. And that's, I learned a lot from him. He spent time with the guys. He was up there one Saturday. We started at 10 o'clock bowling. And after that, he had 2 hours. And then my dad was on one of the teams to roll against years ago.
Good memories.
But,
Yeah.
well, thank you for your time.
Thank you.
Thank you.
We'll definitely
Thanks
get a
for
picture.
showing us.
Yeah.
I think Tim won 2 free games of bowling at PTO bingo night. So if you want to go with him.
Only for Barbara.
Winner buys them.
That's the one time I bowled Saturday morning.
Well, thank you, sir. We'll continue moving on to the report. I'm going to first speak with the principal's report.
Okay, we've been busy. First of all, I want to tell you about parent-teacher conferences. They were very successful. I had my staff give me a report, and if my math is right, we had about 96% participation, because if a parent couldn't be here, the teachers were advised to contact them by email or a phone conference. So I want to say good job to my staff and the parents for showing up. And it's a great way to provide feedback and keep the kids on the right track. The second thing I want to tell you is we're still doing our book study and we're learning a lot about mindfulness. And then last Friday we had half a day, and so we had professional development. Mrs. O'Hare, the junior high language arts teacher, did a presentation about unpacking the standards. So what that really means is if you've ever read an Indiana standard, it's a long sentence. And remember, I have 3 new teachers, and so I wanted them to know, hey, what does this really mean? So you find the verbs and you say, okay, calculate or identify or interpret. And so we taught the teachers how to pick out the verbs and then apply that to the skill, go for mastery. And they had a template that they took some of their reading and math standards and they practiced it. And then we'll meet again. Our next professional development, we'll have time to talk about assessments. So now that we know how to identify what needs to be taught, how to teach it for mastery, our next step would be what kind of assessments will match that. So it was a really productive day. We're also doing the checkpoints. We've got checkpoint 1 done. And last year it was a pilot program, but this year we're all doing it, grades 3 through 5. And they give the kids a practice assessment, which is formulated like the iLearn in the spring. And then the teachers can use the results and say, oh, we need to reteach this, or they got this, and it will help us prepare for our state testing in the spring. So that's going well. We had some positive events. We collected $250 for the Veterans Day program, the Field of Flags, but it snowed, so I didn't get to put them out there. But I saved them for next year, so we'll do it next year. But I appreciate everybody donating to that program. We had a very successful Veterans Day. All the elementary classes came up and did a presentation, so it was super sweet. So I heard. I wasn't there, but I heard about it. And then we had our Red Ribbon Week, and our SRO officer, Deputy Chavez, and our school social worker, Taylor Bowman, they went into all the elementary classrooms and talked about making safe choices and did a little presentation to all the elementary classes. And then they had dress-up days and a coloring contest. So that went really well. And we also had our hearing screenings by the nurse for 1st and 4th grades. So that went well. And then listen to this, sports are going great. The elementary sports started. We have 11 5th grade basketball players and we have 13 cheerleaders. So we are on track for that. They've had a couple games and they're hanging in there. They had the green and white scrimmage last Friday and we're introduced the cheerleaders and the players. And then we're having our Tiger Skill Camp 4 sessions on Saturdays. And then lastly, we had a successful turkey bingo. We had great donations. We had a good crowd and hopefully we made some good money. Yeah. But I'm not done. I have to read Mr. McMahon's because he's at the principal conference. It's a little bit long, so stay with me. First, he wanted to congratulate our students along with Miss DeMoss and Miss Warren on a great performance for our fall play, Super Potato. He had the chance to see the show on Saturday night and the students did an excellent job. Many returning cast members continue to grow in confidence and the new performers stepped up in impressive ways. It was a strong production and great to see, so good job. On November 11th, we held our annual Veterans Day program. This year, his family started a new tradition called the Kenneth D. McMahon Veterans Day Essay Contest. Students wrote essays on the theme, Freedom Isn't Free. And the winner was 6th grader Braylon Domes, and she read her essay during the ceremony. And then they gave her a $100 Barnes & Noble's gift card, and they are very proud of her. Academically, Mr. McMahon states that they continue to follow Indiana's new accountability rule. Beginning next November, schools will once again receive letter grades. So he is tracking updates closely and reviewing how these changes will impact both our school and our corporation. He also states they are expanding the pathway for students to earn Indiana College Core, which requires 30 dual credit hours across 6 areas. So right now we offer 15 hours in person through our credentialed teachers, and we provide additional dual credit opportunities online through Ivy Tech. So we hope to add more credentialed staff over time and continue strengthening the partnership. And then Mr. McMahon also stated he recently met with the 220 Learning to discuss their work-based learning options and online courses. 2 new required courses, computer science and personal finance, are available online if they don't fit in our student schedule. Looking ahead, he is also exploring offering high school credits to 7th and 8th grade. Under the new accountability model, schools receive additional points when middle schoolers earn high school credit. So early credit opportunities can also help open up space in student schedules for work-based learning during their senior year. So as we build next year's master's schedule in the coming months, he will be looking closely at how these pieces fit together. Sounds like a win-win for all of us. And he also says he's preparing to expand our work-based learning placements in the Wanatah La Crosse community, so working with different businesses as well as surrounding areas. And for his staff development, his PLCs have shifted from expectations and classroom norms to a new focus on assessment. During a recent early dismissal PD, teachers worked with Ms. O'Hare to break down the standards, and she also taught them about AI and how to use that and assist with the process. This work sets the foundation for developing aligned assessments in the coming weeks. And finally, we are beginning the use of Global PD from Solution Tree. This platform gives teachers access to videos, articles, and ebooks on instruction, intervention, assessments, classroom management, and more. Teachers will use these resources throughout the week and will incorporate discussions on our Friday PLC time. So that's from Mr. McMahon.
Thank you. Thank you.
We'll be talking a lot more about AI as we move forward, because although it's a wonderful thing, it's also a dangerous thing. As a mom with students at home, we're doing it every night for their homework. So we will be adopting policies as you know we move forward. It will help us kind of balance that. We'll use it in a good educational way, but also a way that's not cheap. So, okay, so my report is short and sweet tonight. I'm going to a lot on the agenda, but I wanted to share with you that we were able to obtain a grant through the Report Health Foundation last week to assist us families in need over the holidays. Also clothing and hotspots. We have about 10 families that need hotspots so that they can continue to do homework and things at night. So they are going to fully fund us for that. Thank you very much. As you know, we're also hosting the girls' basketball tournament at the Tigers Den, January 2nd and 3rd, as well as celebrating over 75 years of our historic gym. So please come and join us and help support our team and school. We only have 800 tickets, and we expect to definitely sell out. Those tickets are going to go on sale here soon and online. And as you probably have heard, our athletic director is retiring this year. And we're going to miss him. We have posted his position, and we're happy to report we have over 50 applicants so far for that position. So we do have a committee put together, and we will be interviewing for that and hope to have a recommendation to the board by next board meeting. With that, I just want to wish everyone a happy Thanksgiving, and hope everyone gets to spend time with their family and friends. Thank you.
Thank you.
So this will be for employees who are not covered under our CBA. The district has not been contributing for those employees, and so at some point we're going to need to continue to recruit and retain employees. So this would be bus drivers and our central office staff and kitchen staff.
There's a motion for approval.
I'll make a motion to approve that.
I'll second that motion.
All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Motion approved. The next action item this evening will be for the approval of an increase in our sub-pay from $80 to $100 per day.
So our sub-pay has not been increased in about 12 years, and our surrounding districts all pay $100 and we pay $80, so it's been a little bit difficult for us to always get subs, and so I feel like we need to be competitive and at least even with our neighboring districts. So that's the recommendation for this evening.
Motion to approve that. Do you have a second?
I'll second that.
All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Motion approved. The next action item will be the approval of an increase in our starting pay from $12 to $15.38.
I'll make a motion to approve the parapay to go to $15.38.
I'll second it.
All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Motion approved. And previously, we had the presentation by Barry G. and Brian on the bus port solar panels. And again, these are to pay it out of the bond. Do I have a motion for approval?
I'll make a motion to approve.
I'll second that motion.
All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Motion approved. And then finally, the approval for that Scott presented earlier for the skill and field rotor contract.
I move the motion to approve Stillman's contract.
And we have a second by Aaron. All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Motion approved. Are there any discussion items or board comments this evening? Do I have a second?
Second motion.